Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. So this is second video of this series of important topics for prelims 2024. So in this video we are going to see some important indices and as well as reports that released in the month of March. Okay, so watch all these videos that we are going to release in this YouTube so that you can expect 30 to 40 questions directly from this series. Okay, so now let us see the first index, that is State Energy Efficiency Index. So first important index here is State Energy Efficiency Index 2023. So whenever you are reading any indices, first of all you have to see which is the organization that is releasing this report. And you have to see second one is ranking of India, and third area you have to focus is indicators on which basis that so and so ranking is given. So these are the three very important areas that you have to focus when you are reading about these indices. In 2018, in 2019, in 2022, so there was direct question, one question from this indices, and it was like very simple. So this index is in news. Which organization released this index? Okay, don't lose that simple questions. Okay. So now let us see about some facts regarding this index. So this SEEI, that is State Energy Efficiency Index 2023, is released by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Not alone, but with collaboration of Alliance, okay, Alliance for an Energy Efficient Economy. So here BEE plus AEE, okay. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency in collaboration with Alliance for an Energy Efficient Economy. So they both developed this SEEI 2023. So it assesses like annual progress of the states and union territories in implementing energy efficiency measures. So how and which states they are implementing these energy efficiency measures. So even if you want to take any electronic appliances, now you are taking the star rating like 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. Even in last year current affairs that even for ceiling fans also there should be star rating system. So what is a star rating system? It is based on this energy efficiency measures. Okay, it is based on energy efficiency measures. If you see this SEEI 2023, so it is assessing the performance of 36 states and union territories in this energy efficiency implementation. So there are how many indicators? There are about 65 indicators. Okay, that too in 7 sectors. So which are those 7 sectors? So first one is buildings, industries, municipal services, transport, agriculture, distribution companies, that is nothing but discoms. Next one is cross sector initiatives. So there are 65 indicators. So these are distributed in 7 sectors. So these are those 7 sectors. And what are the objectives of this index? So they will be focusing on decarbonization efforts. Okay, they are focusing on decarbonization efforts in states and providing recommendations to help states to promote energy efficiency. And they will be also helpful for achieving of sustainable development goals and as well as NDCs. So every country they have their own targets. They are called as NDCs, nationally determined contributions. For example, India's NDC is to achieve carbon neutrality by 2070 and to achieve so and so capacity of renewable energy. For example, solar energy, like that. Okay. So these are the some important objectives of this State Energy Efficiency Index. Okay. And if you go on further, so which is a front runner category, that means in this index, if you see the number, if it is more than 60 points, so number is if it is more than 60 points, that state will come into this front runner category. So which is at front runner category state? Karnataka. So this is the first state, and second front runner is Andhra Pradesh. And if you are talking about achiever category, if the state get these points like 50 to 60, then they will be considered as achiever category. There are 15 states they improved their number, okay, especially Maharashtra and Haryana. So they are like the states which shown very good improvement in this index. And what is this BEE? That is Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So from this area also there may be chance of getting question. So why we have to take any choice here? So we are not going to take any chance, right? So BEE, it was established in year 2002 under Energy Conservation Act of 2001. So can I say it is a statutory body? Yes. So here this act that led to establishment of this body. So BEE, it is a statutory body. It is not a constitutional body. And where are the headquarters located? Headquarters located in Delhi. And this BEE, which will assist in formulating policies and as well as strategies which focusing on self-regulation and market principles. And this Energy Conservation Act, which assigns regulatory and as well as promotional roles to this BEE. Okay, so these are the very important facts regarding this BEE. So now let us see one more index, that is Women, Business and Law Index. Okay, so if you see this Women, Business, Law Index, so it is related to gender equality, right? Yes, so if you are talking about India's ranking in this Women, Business and Law Index, India's ranking had improved to 113 out of 190 countries. And if you see here, it is a World Bank index. So this index is released by World Bank. So this index which measures like whether there is a proper environment for women or not. Okay, so women, how they are progressing towards economic growth and development. So that is a thing which is analyzing in this index. So World Bank index measures the enabling environment for women's economic opportunity in these 190 countries. And this index also measures how the laws, regulations, rules, policies which are promoting women's empowerment and even how it is affecting women's economic opportunity. Okay, and they will be giving the number or the points from 0 to 100. So 100 means equal legal rights for men and women. If 0 means there is large inequality based on gender that we can see. So this report which covers 8 related areas. So which are those areas? First one is mobility. So whether women are also moving as same as men or not. And next one is workplace. So in workplace, how many people are employed? So how many men and women? Next one is pay scale. So how women and men are paid. And next one is marriage and parenthood and as well as entrepreneurship, assets and pension. So these are the 8 important areas they will be assessed under this Women, Business and Law Index. And the data offer objective and measurable benchmark. So they will be evaluating like global progress towards legal gender equality. So they will be focusing on gender equality. And what are the highlights of this 2024 index? So it is 10th edition of this report. And if you see across the globe, that means across the world, none of the country has full score. That is, none of the country has 100 out of 100 points. So in this way, so this index which indicates that women did not enjoy equal rights in any of these countries in the world as par with men. So India's ranking improved to 113 out of 190 countries, and India, especially women in India, they are enjoying 60% of legal rights given to men. So this is the data as per this new report of 2024. And the global average is 64.2, but even just we are like below, okay, regarding this global average. And next important report is Global Resource Outlook. Okay, so this Global Resource Outlook 2024 report, so this report had been launched on the final day of 6th United Nations Environment Assembly. Okay, so it is at UNEP headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya. So if we're talking about this Global Resource Outlook report, it is one of the flagship report of UNEP. It is very important. So already this question asked in UPSC. So this Global Resource Outlook report is released by which of the following organization? That is UNEP. And this report sheds the light. That means it shows the light on how resources are essential to the effective implementation of Agenda 2030. So it is saying that how this report is useful for this Agenda 2030, and also it will be saying about multilateral environment agreements to tackle and the triple planetary crisis. So it will be also saying that how these environment agreements will be helpful to tackle this planetary crisis, and even it will brings together the best available data. It will be also focusing on modeling and assessment from around 180 countries, 7 world regions and 4 income groups, and it will also analyze the trends, impacts and distributional effects of resource. Okay, so these all things are mainly taken into account in this Global Resource Outlook report. And if you move on, so what are the key findings? There are 4 important points which are said in this report. So first one, it is about how production of resources is happening and how the consumption of resources is happening. So actually, so first important thing which mainly said is consumption and use of resources, which is largely happening in these upper income countries. And if you see globally across the world, production and consumption of material resources which had been increased 3 times. Okay, so from last 50 years onwards, there is 3 times increasing of use and production of these resources. And second important point is about extraction and processing of material resources. So extraction and processing of material resources, whenever we are going for extracting, processing, etc., that will release lots of pollutants into atmosphere, right? So around 55% of greenhouse gases emissions is happening through this processing and extraction of resources. And not only greenhouse gases, but even particulate matter like PM 2.5 and PM10 is also released. So it releases around 40% of particulate matter, that is PM 2.5, PM10 will be also releasing into our environment. That means, so whenever you are going for extraction processing, it also leads to environment pollution. And the extraction, the processing of agricultural crops and forest products, they leads to about 90% of land related biodiversity loss. Yes or no? If you are going for agriculture, you are not only growing crops, but even some animals, they will be depending on that. So if you are going for harvesting and processing of this agricultural crops, that will also lead to loss of biodiversity. That is the thing which mainly said here. And even water stress and 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions, which mainly causes because of this agricultural crops and as well as processing of this forestry products. And third important point here is the extraction processing of fossil fuels, not only fossil fuels but even metals and non-metal minerals like sand, gravels, clay, they account for 35% of global emissions. And the report predicts that resource exploitation that could increase by almost 60% from 2020 levels by 2060 and from 100 to 160 billion tons. Okay, so what happens here is, so this report is saying that if you are going for processing extraction, okay, in this way, then we can go for exploitation of these resources. So exploitation that will be increased almost by 60% from 2020 levels by 2060. That means from 100 billion tons to 160 billion tons, there will be increasing of resource extraction. That will lead to resource exploitation. And this report which also shows global inequality, like low income countries, they are consuming resources less than compared to that of wealthy nations, that is around 6 times. Okay, so these are some important things regarding this report. And next report is Global Gender Gap Report. So this Global Gender Gap Report is released by World Economic Forum, and this is also very important. So recently 17th edition of Global Gender Gap Report has been released by World Economic Forum. So here it is evaluating, so this report is evaluating the status of gender parity in 146 countries. So if you're talking about the details, so it is mainly assessing progress towards gender parity. So there are 4 important dimensions that will be taken into account. So first one is economic participation opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, political empowerment. So these are the 4 key dimensions that we are going to evaluate under this Global Gender Gap Report. So on each of the 4 sub-indices as well as the overall index, so this gender gap index provides the scores between 0 to 1. So 1 means gender parity. So 1 means complete gender parity, and if you see 0 means okay, 1 shows full gender parity and 0 means gender imparity. Okay, complete gender imparity, and it is the longest standing index. So this index which tracks the progress towards gender equality. Okay, and if you see some more important points, okay, so you have to know like what is the ranking of India as well. And I want to give you some practice questions from these indices. So first question is about Global Gender Gap Index. The Global Gender Gap Report is released by which of the following institutions or organizations? First one is World Economic Forum, second one is IMF, third one is World Bank, and the fourth one is WTO. So which is the correct answer? Please let me know in the comment box. And next question is with reference to State Energy Efficiency Index. So this is the first index we discussed. Consider the following statements. The index assesses the preparedness of states against natural calamities. And next one is the index is prepared by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. And there are 4 categories in the index. So if you know this first statement, then you can easily come to the answer. And next question here is Global Resource Outlook Report. So this is the second report. So consider the following statements about Global Resource Outlook Report. It is biennial report published by World Economic Forum and UNEP. The report states consumption of natural resources globally said to be rise by 60% by 2060. So I will be showing you where this Global Resource Outlook Report is there. So that just see, so this is that Global Resource Outlook Report. So you can see it is a report of United Nations Environment Program. And the point here is the findings of the report. So this is the thing, this is the statement in the second in the question. So I will show you the question once again. So please try to answer this question. Okay, so don't forget to give your answers in the comment box. And one more thing I want to say is, we in Rathod's IES, we have online and offline classes for your GS Foundation Prelims cum Mains. So offline batch is going to be started from July after this year prelims, and online batch already started. So if you want to join, you can call us on this number 8074765513, and there are very unique features on this courses. So we are having mains answer writing practice daily. We will be having mains test series, prelims test series, and one-to-one mentorship sessions, and evaluation of your performance, and special focus on current affairs, and we are going to give you the magazines. Okay, so try to join these courses, and the price is also very much affordable. And you can contact us on this number 8074765513 for admissions. Admissions are going on for both offline and online. Thank you so much for watching.